We might be live again. We put one of these together. Man, gameplay and AI work today. Desk. Alright, did I posted that? Yeah, cool. Radio. So yeah, gonna be a bit heads down work today as normal. But I thought I'd chuck on the stream for I don't know, an hour or two, maybe more, we'll see. As I'm working on a few bits and pieces here, and yeah, have a chat, update you guys and whatnot. So I want to do mostly, probably mostly AI work, but we'll see how we go. So I think I was yesterday finished off where I was working on his behavior tree stuff. Is that not going to the folder? What's going on with my Unreal at the moment? Have I got two? What's this? What's going on here? Why? There we go. How's it going, Lord Red? Welcome in. There we go. Yeah, so I was working on his behavior tree a little bit, trying to link together some of the mechanics I've made. So I won't explain everything that I've done, but I guess if anyone has questions, you can ask more specific stuff. So I think I was working on trying to get kind of like a flyby attack sort of thing going. So you see, once he spots me, I'll get like this yellow circle on me, and he should fly down towards me and basically, yeah. So he does this and he follows me around, which kind of works, but what I actually want him to do is like fly into me and past, rather than just flying to me like this. Because when I overlap with him, he does do damage. But it doesn't really look like he's coming down to attack. It looks like he's coming to like to sit right beside me. Yeah, dive attack, exactly. So that's what I need to figure out how I'm gonna do first, and then after that we'll put in the drain attack we did all the particles and stuff, right? I just need to make it actually function, and then possibly I might do a pick up the player and drop you kind of attack, but we'll see how we go. I need to try and not chew this gum. It's nicotine gum. I just need to leave it there so it's not annoying for you guys. But yeah, so he basically gets his movement target set to the player, which will make him come down towards the player. But what I really want is more so like, I want him to basically like hit the player and then immediately like come down, fly towards the player, hit them, and then either fly past or like then return back to the sky again. So let's figure out a way to make that happen. So if he has a combat target set, this code is a nightmare. I might have to clean some of this up first. Yeah, let's do a quick tidy up of this blueprint because this is still like a bit prototypey. Say nav. What do we need? Nav here. The actor. Yeah, we got the actor there. I guess we can save that as well. Gold pawn. It already named it for me. Lovely. So this is controlled pawn. And what do we got? We got nav here. Controlled pawn. Nav goes all the way down to this. Create event on this. Handle results. Task. Okay. Make another event here. Finish. Execute. And clean up. Pass through that. So we can say finish and clean up here, and that's going to be false. And the same looks like off this. Now, hopefully, yeah, we can break some of this. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna force me to. No, but that's fine. We can do that. How's it going? Am I Game Master? Am I Game Master? How's it going? Yeah, the achievements, I noticed that don't work on Steam, do they? I need to push an update for that. I believe I fixed it on stream like a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't put out an update since then, so I need to. It's a good point. Thanks for reminding me that, actually. I'll write that down. Could you make something like a collision box that once he enters, then he triggers to fly out? Yeah, we could do that, Red. That would probably work. Yeah, fix achievements. That's a really good point. I do need to... Well, I'm pretty sure I need to test them. I'm pretty sure I fixed them. I don't think there's many of them, by the way. If you have ideas for achievements and stuff, chuck them in the suggestions channel in Discord. Warrior Dan, oh man, long time no see. How's it going? Glad to see you return for at least one final update. Can't wait to chat, Mothman. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm back, and we're getting this game to 1.0. You know, obviously there's a lot I could talk about what happened and everything, but you know, I'm in a position now where I can get the 1.0 out in a state I'm happy with. I'm basically putting everything I've got into this, so I'm very excited as well. Very excited for you guys to see it. The release date, there's been a new trailer put out. And the release date is set for the 30th of January. I also don't know if I've said or am supposed to say, but there's going to be a demo coming out soon as well. But that's not really relevant for you guys because you guys have played the game. But me, I hired a marketing team and they reckon demo is a good idea, so we can do that. But yeah, nice to see you again, Dan. I definitely recognize your name for sure. It's been a very long time though. Right, so handle results, blah blah blah. Fly to. Because this is the only thing is this is the task he uses to fly anywhere right now, so I don't really want to modify this too heavily. Like if it's getting too intense, I'll probably make a different task. But what I was thinking is, wait, how do we detect when he arrives? Destination, cancel, distance to target. Here it is. What is that, a squared distance? Yeah. What's the square root of that, like 100 or something? 1 meter? So once he gets within 1 meter, we return success, which means it's probably just going to jump back into this. So what we could potentially do is put him on a cooldown, but I think the cooldown will trigger even if it's successful, so that's not ideal. But we'll see what happens. Just need to wait for him to see me. I had to do a custom, like, well, I didn't have to, but I did a custom perception system for him, because the Unreal perception system I use for the other cryptids doesn't work super great for flying AI. Same with like navigation and nav mesh, and there's heaps of it. Like, honestly, there's heaps of custom stuff I had to do for this guy. Okay, so he flew down, hit his target, and then left, but I actually only want him to do that when he hits. And that is the right kind of shape for an attack, though. That's kind of what I had in mind. Fly down and then fly back up. Like when because he'll play an animation and everything. A little bit fast. I know it's too early for such a question, especially since demo for Mothman hasn't even appeared yet, but are you planning to bring back the other cryptids from the vote? No, I guess is the answer to that. I'm not planning on doing that. That doesn't mean it's not something that could theoretically be possible, but like, just with where the game's at right now and the funds available and the popularity and stuff, I'm not planning on that. I don't see that as like a likely thing to happen. But you never know. You never know. Because yeah, we had, what was it, the Rake, and what was the other one? Chupacabra, I think. You'll get everyone to try the demo. I appreciate that. That'd be great. Yeah, it's like kind of basically just a marketing thing to try and like, you know, get people to try out the game. The demo is going to be no multiplayer and only the Night of the Wendigo hunt, and no metagame or anything. Have you considered any updated or DLC beyond 1.0? I know you mentioned this is an idea, but I'm curious what your current plans are. Programming wise, what conditions would trigger Mothman to fly? Would he be evasive monster or fairly aggressive? Will players be able to trap him on the ground too low? Okay, there's a few questions in that. So, updated or DLC beyond 1.0? I'm not, again, the same answer as before. I'm not planning on it, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't love to be able to do it. It's just I can't really, like, unless something changes and the game becomes a lot more popular or takes off or something, I just can't, like, reasonably kind of promise something like that. But I hope I can do more in the Folklore universe. I mean, there's other things I'd love to try, like, spin-off games or you know, other games set in the universe as well, that might hit a slightly bigger market. But yeah, can't really promise that. And then for your second question, what are the conditions that would trigger Mothman to fly? He's basically going to be flying pretty much all the time. He's not really going to walk around because of the lore behind him, but he's not always in this like physical state. There's sometimes where he appears as he just watches you through cameras, or hard to explain. There's these light kind of things. And will he be evasive? He'll be pretty evasive. He'll be like kind of inquisitive at the start, and depending on your choices and actions throughout the game, you'll either sort of increase his aggression or decrease it. Because it's sort of, I'm trying to get it to where like you can either kind of like help work with the Mothman or fight against him, and depending on that will change his aggression. I am noticing he misses his attacks almost every time, unless I might need to do more of a spline or something for this. Anyway, was there any other questions? Will players be able to trap him on the ground temporarily? Yeah, let me show you actually, real quick. If I go to this map? No. It's this one? Yeah, there's all sorts going on in here, just ignore most of it. And actually this might crash because I don't think I fixed it yet, but actually, let me just delete those particles. That's one of his other attacks we're going to be working on today, but yeah, there's these, they're called HFEs. Devices here that you can put a battery in. Oh, I forgot to tap here. And that will trigger basically this field, which you didn't get to see because it immediately got him, but there's like this radius where if he flies into it, he'll get whatever that is having been stunned basically. I can't remember if I made it so he can escape this or not yet. And in this map you can actually see like some of the other effects, like the blood and whatnot. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if I stop the game while this effect is happening, it's probably going to crash. We'll see. Yep. Yep, it did. Alright, let me reopen project. I need to fix that as well. Crash. Me close buddy of mine that loves games like this got me into this game, and when I heard Mothman is coming, we are insanely excited for it to come out. We live not too far from where the actual origin of Mothman is. Ah, cool. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the TNT area. Very cool. U-bot thing, let me ban that. How do I ban on here? Will Mothman be spinning around frantically? The Mothman spinning around frantically be the final feature? You mean like when he was stunned like that? Yeah, that's pretty much how that's gonna look. It's yeah, it's like a disruption field basically. Except he's supposed to be able to escape it after a while, but I guess I disabled that for testing. Okay, what map was I actually... This one? Resembles my reaction being trapped at a family party. Nice. Right. I need to make this attack more functional. So, where are we? So, there's the BT. Here's his fly 2. The cooldown sort of worked, but it's not really. I'm just trying to think about like what actual behavior I need here. Like I need him to kind of line up a... I'm just trying to decide in my head if I want to do it with a spline or I can maybe make this work. I essentially need a smooth path. Which I don't think I'm going to be able to do with this. He does follow the flight path though. And what I'm wondering is if I give him a custom, flight path with the spline. We could try that and see what happens. Problem is a lot of this code is baked in here, which is not really incredible. Here's where we actually make the flight path, and here's where we set the points for it. Let me see what he was doing again there, because I'm just trying to figure out exactly like what my goal with this is, like how it should look exactly. Let's see him do this a few times. Because I'm wondering maybe he should be coming from more of a low angle. His target point should be, set to the opposite side. I think that possibly. It's tricky because this is all in one task. His path. Maybe if we have him come... I just don't want him to arrive at the player, but I need him to go through the player. So what I could actually maybe do is... This is going to break his other stuff, but going back to the earlier point, I think it'd be cool to see other games in this universe, provided that co-op is still supported. Certain objectives are very difficult in solo. Yeah, I agree. The multiplayer is cool. I mean, if it was a solo-only spin-off game, then it would be balanced with that in mind, but yeah, the co-op is cool. Like, what I'm thinking here is, what if... I really need this path generation stuff to not be in the same task as the actual, like, fly towards a point. Query destination, because basically what I'm thinking is, like, if we set up, would I do it with an EQS? I'm just running through like lots of possible solutions in my head, just trying to look for what I think might be the best one. I think we do this as a separate task because that's going to allow us to customize how this works a bit. So I'll make a new task. BT task, swoop, attack. So when this happens, what we need to do is find, I think, 2 points. We need to go from, let's see, let's put him up in the sky. Let's put a cylinder here, because it's what he's doing right now is kind of what I want, but I can't really change, I can't customize it that much. So I think what I really want to do probably is have him line up, try to line up a spline that goes through the player to the other side, and then make sure that that spline is clear, if that makes sense. So do that. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do that. If we go task, what is it called? Execute AI. We have the control pawn, which is him. We want to actually get his combat target. I guess it's this. Combat target. We get the actor from that, and if it's not valid, we can just fail the task immediately. Finish execute. So what I'm thinking right now is the actual path following stuff down here. I think I might move that into his pawn class or the controller, so that the task isn't actually the thing necessarily moving him. It's just yeah, and that way I can reuse that same logic. But anyway, so what I want to do is when we execute, I need to find a point. I guess I have to do an EQS for this. Let's try it with an EQS. Sorry, I'm like, my brain is just going a million miles right now while I'm trying to figure out like a good way to do this. Like before I code a lot of stuff, I try to like think through, I basically program it in my head to see if it's sort of more or less going to work first. So let's try this. I think if we go generate I think we'll do a circle. Around the player, or the pawn. EQS. List. Man, AI stuff's so fiddly. Where's the first tester? Where's my swoop? Okay, so we have these points getting generated around the which will be basically the player or the attack target. We probably want to look at having that raised a bit, quite a bit, probably. Maybe not that far though. Maybe like 2,000. And then we make the radius bigger, 2,000. So what I'm basically going to try and do is have him check a bunch of points like this to see where a good angle would be to swoop down and then come back up, where he's not going to basically fly into something. Probably just make that 200. We don't need that many points. So if we do this, so those are the points we'll check, and then fine. We need to check that it's volume. We use this one. Context volume class. Whatever. I'll just do, I think, overlap. Dynamic world static, I guess. And we want no overlaps to happen, I think. So all of those are green right now. If I was to put a something that blocks one of those points, it should they'll get cancelled, so that we won't use those points. And then what else do we need to check? We kind of need to check that it's a clear path, so I might need to make a custom thing for this. Make custom tasking. It's not task. What are these things called? Test, I think. Is it test? EQS test. Test. You can't do it in Blueprint yet? Is that right? That looks like it. Okay, that's fine. I guess we'll just do it in code then, which is kind of what I was going to do anyway. So if we just get the target act location, and then we go, let's see. Man, this is going to be a pain in the ass too. Am I missing a really obvious solution to this? Find a path that goes... let's just do it. Okay, so if we go for loop, and we can do, oh, why don't we just randomize it? Yeah, let's just do that. So for loop, like it doesn't have to be like exactly a circle, whatever. We'll just do, say, 10 of them. Then we'll get a random unit vector. Have let's see, rotate vector around axis. Rotate vector around the axis. Okay. Forward vector, the angle will be random. I did see a message there. I'm just gonna, I haven't read it. We'll finish this real quick. And the axis will be the up axis. So that'll give us a random direction basically in a circle. And now if we multiply that by the distance, which we have 2000, I think, and add that to the actor's location, that should debug point, I guess. Do red, and we'll just do like 50. And then we'll just say finish, execute, or you know what, we just won't even stop it. Okay. I could go into C++ and make a test and whatever, but I just honestly, that's just going to take longer than just coding it myself. Swoop, attack. Okay. Combat target set. Sure, we can do a cooldown, and then we set his target to be combat target. Like that. You mentioned working with a publisher or marketing team firm on the new demo push. How has those new resources helped you behind the scenes? I've been working with a PR team, public relations team, like basically a marketing team, essentially, with the lead up to launch. You know, like they've done. They managed to get the trailer on like IGN's YouTube channel, and a bunch of press stuff. But it's been really helpful because I'm not very good at that stuff, but two, I just don't have time. So it's been really helpful behind the scenes to have a team to, yeah, just focus on like how can we get this game in front of as many people as possible. It's been really valuable. Right, so when he decides to do this, hopefully. Has he done it? Yeah, he did it already. What? See the points. There we go. Okay, so he just did it. Now I can pause. Ah, they're on the floor around me. That's right. Of course they are. It's around me. Okay. So yeah, there's the circle kind of thing, so we can control how many are there. I could space them evenly, but I don't think it really matters. I think random is probably fine. You can just try 20 spots and see if you can find a good one. And then I think if we add in an offset of 2000 on the Z as well, that will should put them in the air. So those are the points he'll try to look at swooping from. Okay. Numbers, lol. I'd rather be eaten by the Wendigo than do that. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. It's like it's not just math; it's vector math as well, which is like fries my brain a little bit. But we got there. Location, random angle between 0 and 360, and then we get the forward vector, the world space forward vector, which is x positive 1. Rotate that on the world space z, which is up. So like basically like my hand, rotate this around like a random number between 0 and 360 degrees. So that gives me like a random direction basically. And then I multiply by that by 2000, which makes it, if you imagine that as a line, you make that line 20 meters long, and then add that to wherever the target is, the player is. So we like basically the player's holding that 20-meter stick that direction. It's kind of, I think, yeah, that's how that's working. But I agree. I don't love the math, but it is necessary for video games, unfortunately. When I was in school learning algebra, I never thought I would be using so much math on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, so we have these points. Now I just need to have him, for each of those points, pick let's see. Can I draw a debug like spline? But we basically now we want the opposite. Okay, this is gonna have to become a function. Okay, let's see. Let's go like this. Generate swoop path. Okay, that is the target. Combat target, I think. How do you handle map boundaries? This map, I can show you real quick actually, is, some of you may not have seen it. This map is, the Mothman one is set on an island. So the water is the boundary. It's nighttime right now, let me quickly make it day. It's just foggy at all times, but it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, if I go unlit mode, you'll be able to see. It's set on this island basically. So yeah, those are the boundaries. There is an edge here, but I'm gonna just honestly put an invisible blocking thing there so you can't go that way. And then most of this is, yeah, just water. So I probably am gonna have to go around and put blockers like all along the shoreline, which is really annoying, unless I can think of another way to handle that. I mean, I could maybe do overlaps with the water plane, but that sounds expensive. We'll see. But yeah, that's how we're handling that. Because in addition to swooping down on the player directly, Mothman could instead fly in a circle around the player first and then attack. Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea, Warrior. Since I'm doing this in a circle anyway and I have these points. Yeah, that's cool. I love it. How big is this map compared to the OG Wendigo map? It should be, it's hard to tell because, like, in terms of straight up play space, I'm pretty sure it's bigger than the Night of the Wendigo, but smaller than the Vampire Hunt. But there's a lot of like looping back on itself in this map, so it's hard to know until it's done. But yeah, I think that's kind of my aim anyway, is like somewhere in between. Yeah, anyway, let's carry on with this AI. Save? I didn't change anything. Oh, I changed the date. I develop things is raiding with a party of 18. Oh, thank you. Very much appreciated. Welcome in. We're working on Folklore Hunter, a horror, Unreal Engine horror game. Appreciate it. And currently I am semi-struggling with some AI, so good timing. But yeah, appreciate it. Cool to have you guys in. So yeah, we're working on, this is the third hunt for the game Folklore Hunter. And it will be coming out in January for the Mothman. He's funny. Yeah, it's so fiddly. It's fiddly. I have great folklore. Nice. Yes, so I think I just broke him, but yeah, we're working on some AI stuff with vector math and all the fun goodies, but yeah. The Moth Boy. Oh, you're from West Virginia. Nice. Have you ever been to Pleasant Point, whatever it's called? I've watched so many videos of that area. I can show you the map if you like. Again, I just showed everyone else, but I'll quickly show it again. I've tried to design a map that's like loose, like reasonably loosely inspired by that area. With the, I guess just the terrain type and stuff, and the bunkers and everything. I don't know why it's so washed out. I have to fix the post in this map, I think. But yeah, so that's cool. Maybe you'll be able to probably tell me if I've if I've done a okay job at representing West Virginia. Ish. It's obviously like made up place in my game, but it's trying to be inspired by that. I don't know how many of these like giant electric ball things you have over there, but probably not many. This is supposed to be a stand-in, like kind of nod to the Silver Bridge. Nice. You've been there. Very cool. Very cool. But yeah, anyway, we're not really working on the map stuff today, but this is just a quick look at some of the stuff we have here. It's mainly just stuck in this ugly map, working on AI. But yeah, I appreciate the raid, guys. Nice to meet you all. Feel free to stick around and watch me struggle with vector math, and hopefully make something cool at the end, but no promises. Right. So we have a function now, which is good, because what I wanted to do is, now that we have this point, I wanted to basically save it. So start location, or like it's not really location, but start offset. And then we go from here, because now if I invert that vector, I believe, I guess they don't have a built-in invert, I just times by -1. That should give me the point on the other side of the circle, I think. Multiply that by the same distance, and then add, this is so jank, I really should be, yeah. Then so that should be the in location. So I guess if I, how am I going to do this? If I draw a debug line instead, we should hopefully get lines that cross the circle. Thrilling stuff, eh? Circles. I'm making circles in a horror game. Do 5, I guess, and 10 or something. Okay. Yeah, because then if this works, then all I need to do, I think, is just drop the, have a point in the middle that goes through the player, and then create a parabola spline from that. Scenery looks scary. Yeah, appreciate it. Fallout did a pretty good interpretation. Yeah, I did check that out not too long ago. 76, yeah, the multiplayer one. I couldn't actually get Mothman to spawn. I think it's like a random event or something. But the area was cool. Noodling. Spaghetti. Yeah, fair enough. It is kind of spaghetti, isn't it? Back to the beginning of the game's development, you could continue to explore the map after you finish the hunt. Is that something that's gone forever? Is there a possibility for it to come back? For there to be some map explore mode? Uh, that is actually a really good point, isn't it? I think that isn't a thing anymore now that we've got the metagame. I'll have to double check whether story mode makes it so that you can, because you used to be able to hit continue. That's a good point. Thanks for bringing that up, Rebel. I'll look at that, because yeah, I do want you to keep exploring after you beat the cryptid if you want to. Yeah, it wasn't really intentional that got removed. So my circle attack idea may make it into the game. Cool. Now just credit me via a skeleton or grave in the map. Then my life would be complete. We can look at that. We'll see if it works out. We'll see. It's hard to know with this AI stuff, like what. Yeah, okay, cool. So that did work. So we have, this looks wild, but we have basically lines that go from one side of the circle to the other side. So now if you imagine if I drop those points down to the player, we have an attack that goes through the player. So I guess that's the next thing I'll do. Where am I? Swoop attack, here we go. So this is... Okay, so let's just make these some variables. So point A. Point B. No, this is point C. Oh, this is terrible. This is going to confuse me. All right, point A, point B, point C, and then point B is going to be this location. Actually, I didn't even need to do that now that I think about it. Sorry. We go from the start to the player's location, and then we do another one that goes from the player's location to the end location. That's all I needed to do. Wait, oops. Player from the player to, that's back to the start. That's supposed to be here. Okay. All right. Let's see now. We should have a similar thing, but they should be. Yeah, all coming down to the player. It's hard to see because there's so many of them, but each one of these is individual. Like if I line up one of these, you should be able to see. If he chose this one, he'd go down here and then straight back up the other side. 2 weeks later, what the fuck is? Yeah, I know. It's yeah. No, that's I do that to myself. I like, as I'm writing variables or something, I'm like, yeah, this is gross, and then just do it anyway, and then pay the price. Point C and point D would make so much more sense. Yeah. Yep. It's just too tempting sometimes to not think of good variable names, you know? Okay, cool. So now we have this. Now I could, I guess, use a spline for that. So we just need to somehow check all of these points are free. So this is all just like debug here, but if I guess I'll just do it with the line traces. Do objects, I guess, so that we can have specifically these. The actors will ignore, I think, both the target and the controlled pawn. because we're expecting a false result here. For duration. So we're actually not going to need those anymore in a second once I finish this. But if we go, okay, so from here to here, and then from here to here. So we're expecting to not hit stuff. So now we can just return or this is another one that like fries my brain sometimes. So if either of those are true, it'll be true, and then I not that, and that should tell me that both are off, I think. So now I think we should, if I do it like around here somewhere, it might, yeah, there we go, hit a few of them actually do hit the cube there. Oh damn it, hang on, the points went away. Let's just do 50. Because I need him to obviously not like make that swoop attack if he's just going to try and fly through an object. So all of the other ones were fine, except those two, which means he could pick any of those. So now I think what I can do is use the EQS with the start locations of all of these to pick the closest one to him, or we do what Warrior Dan was saying and have him circle a few times and then just pick one. I admire people that can do that. I won't like myself. I'll sit there for 5 minutes and eat a whole snack while trying to think of a good variable name. And 5 minutes later. Yeah. Terrible. Terrible with that. Okay. Progress. So let's see, just to see how this is going to look before we get too much further. I'll just pick I'll just pick the first one that is fine. If we are allowed, wait, yeah, that's if we're allowed to. That anymore. So now we can do what we do in the spline thing, where we create a flight path and then set the points. And the points, I don't actually return. So the points are going to be, let's see, oh god, here we go with the ABC stuff again. So we start here, then we go to here, and then we go to here. So now we have these points, we can set the flight path points, which is basically, if I remember right, just a spline essentially. Yeah. Let me check. So we do that, we set from points, we update world space. Yeah, we make it not closed. Cool. Swoop attack. Okay, and now I need to actually like make him fly down that path, which is the annoying thing because all of this code is baked into the fly 2. We just do a cheeky like, this is awful. Don't tell anybody I did this. Anyway, has path. This is just between us. This is just temporary, I swear. Ever think about keeping this long term and shipping a product with this kind of quality code. This would just be beyond reasonable. Actually don't need the nav thing. You just do this. See, it's not duplicated code, it's different. Query destination, I don't know, man. Do we need all this? What does all this stuff even do? Path points? Surely that's important. Yeah, that is definitely important. Because otherwise he doesn't know when he's finished flying. I'll fix this. I definitely will. I don't know if I'll fix it. I might leave this, we'll see. Okay, and then distance to target, sure. Have a variable. Fly velocity, dot product with the direction, flight target. So that's the way he's trying to fly dot producted with the way he's currently flying, which is 1 to -1. So then we add 1, so now it's 2 to 0 divided by 2. So now it's in the 0 to 1 range, and then we take that to the power of 20, which will make it a huge exponential curve. Okay, and then get the minimum. I think this bottom bit, all it's trying to do is slow him down near the end of the curve or whatever, near the end of the path, so we don't need that, hopefully. Okay, and then set his flight speed, then... Okay, here we go, distance to target. This is the bit that actually matters. When he's done, he's done. Okay. Forwarded. Wait, what's this? Get query destination. Nah, we don't need that either, probably. Hopefully. This is not a tutorial on how to write good code. This is terrible. What I should do, just so in case anyone doesn't probably like maybe hasn't done as much programming, it's generally frowned upon by most developers to essentially duplicate code like this, because it means if I have to change something about how this works, I have to try and remember to do it in 2 places, otherwise they'll be out of sync. So it's just basically asking for bugs to happen. So really what I should be doing, and what I'm planning to potentially do, is move a lot of this code into somewhere that's shared. I think it's, was it don't repeat yourself, DRS or whatever. So I'll probably move a lot of this actual like path following code into his actual pawn class and then just call the function on it. But for the sake of the stream, to keep things quick, that's why I basically duplicated that. So yeah, in case you don't, know why I'm making such a big fuss about copy pasting that code. That's why, because this is gonna bite me in the you know what I mean. Okay, let's see what happens. Dry, that's what I was trying to think of. Dry. All right, so going to that point. That point? That's not the right point. Ick. I think it's probably because we never say he has a path, right? I think. There we go. Oh, mate. You skipped the middle one. Okay. Just ignore that. Dry is bad for game dev though, if you want to ship in a timely manner. That's the balance, eh? It's like, it's, you know, like 1,000 times quicker to copy paste, but if it goes wrong, it's like 1,000 times slower to debug. So it's like, keep things quick. Quick was thrown out the window when blueprints were introduced into the equation. I think blueprints are pretty quick. That's why I use them. I actually like really don't enjoy visual programming, but just because the iteration speed is so fast, I think that's why I use them mostly. Okay, so we have the points. Why? Middle one? It's function again, man. Okay, that is the target location. Okay. Then he should have had all 3 points there, I believe. Well, yeah, we know he did because we actually debug log, like we show them, print them. So why did he not follow the whole path then? Let's see. So set the point, set his path, get flight path target location. I wonder if it's like failing or something. Let's see. Okay, he's going there. What the hell, man? We just went to the first point. Right, fun. He just went to the first point. What is going on? Swoop attack. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something obvious here. Check the spline. Yeah, good call. Good call. Check the spline. Where's the spline at? Flight path. This one. That one? Yeah. It is there. Yep. That looks about right to me. So yeah. When he goes to the first point, I think it's probably something to do with this, but let's keep looking. So we get the path points, which there's 3 of them. The last one looks about right to me, I think. He thinks he's within range already? Did I get the points backwards, maybe? This frickin' function again, man. Okay, so the first one... That's right. I wonder, maybe what I'll do is add in a... Like, if they're backwards, if I do this, in theory it'll work then. Right here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he thinks he's at the end when he's actually at the start. Can't quite tell. Can't quite tell what exactly is happening here. Product is that 0? He's off the end of the spline, that's why, because I put it backwards now. What the heck? Maybe this is actually meant to be the other way, and I didn't realize that that's how the AI. Let's hope that was the right way to switch that. The AI path thing works. Like it's not in the order I thought it was. Maybe. That'd be weird though. It is that. Oh, what the hell? Okay. That is so weird. Okay, so it wants the last point at the first index in the array? That's so weird. Okay, but I can work with that. That is incredibly confusing though. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere. He's kind of swooping. Kind of. I think we need him to go faster, was the first thing probably. He's trying to slow down because I try to make it so he can't take corners too tightly. It's incredibly slow again. It's crazy. The minimum between the current and the target. Okay, let's just pump his speed up, man. so slow? Okay. I don't know why that's so slow. Let's just do like 100. See what happens. I need it to like have some notable change so I know it's affecting it. Holy. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I think that was too fast. It's easier for him to see me if he's facing the right way. Come on, buddy. Look this way. He responds to damage yet. I think he is looking this way. I think he's just not. Oh, no, there he goes. Flight target minus his location. Probably because his velocity is so insane, maybe? Just try a 20, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of just randomly typing numbers in now. Why is he not taking the path again? Did we not just fix that bug? Dude, zoom in. Gotta check on my dog. He's barking at the wall or something. Yeah, no worries. Nice to see you. So it is the other way. What the heck? There we go. That was okay. Wasn't too terrible. Could probably work with that. Oh, it's because that point is closer than... Because I'm doing it on point distance, I think. Right. Right. Possibly one way to fix that then, well, I don't know if this really counts as fixing it, but is to insert point at the start maybe, which is his current location. And that might make it, because the distance check is screwed up at the moment, I think. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I think that was the problem. I think the circling thing Warrior Dan said is a good idea too, because like by the time he gets to where he's trying to swoop from, I can easily have moved. But if he was like coming down and circling, waiting, then he can pick his actual like points, um, like live, I guess. Because yeah, I've moved out of the way and he missed then. The only other way would be to constantly update that third point with the player's position, which actually maybe not a bad idea now that I think about it. So 0 is his start, then 1 is the actual entry, and then 2 is where he's actually trying to fly to. So I could update that a little bit. I don't want to update that too much, because if I sprint away, then he could have a really weird swoop. But he should now swoop. he hits the ground. That's hilarious. He just like smacked his head on the ground. That didn't work either. Yeah, it's pretty scary, eh? Scary Mothman. He just donked. Yeah, cool to have you back on these streams, man. I'm actually gonna have to finish this one very soon. Yeah, there we go. Swoop's good. I don't like that he hovers too much at that point. Like, I'll probably cancel him earlier, I guess. But if I stand still, I think I'm happy with that. Once I can add the sound effects and the animation and everything of him. Yeah. I don't know if you remember what it was like at the start of the stream, but I think that's better. I could possibly mess with the angle of this too. Should be like an alternate way to win the hunt, is have him like just smack his head so many times he dies. I do need to fix that though, because it's like it is supposed to be a scary game. I don't really want to make people laugh by like having him be too derpy, but that was pretty funny. Cool. And in theory, he shouldn't ever swoop in a spot where he can't do it, although that might be a bit iffy. Yeah, because he can't actually really properly get to that point. Pretty good though. I mean, it's still a little bit jank, obviously, but it's definitely in the right direction, I think. Make it rain down. You just hear like a tree like impact sound, and the ragdoll just comes rolling past. Yeah, it's not really. It would be pretty funny though, like a real low chance. I mean, yeah, I guess if you can trick Mothman into swooping in a terrible spot and then dodge and he hits a tree. I don't know, that seems like too cartoony, but it would be pretty funny. It's supposed to be such a serious, like, monster. Tactics. I'm just having him do this a bunch of times so I can see how it's going to work. But yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know why he moves so fast like that sometimes. He's supposed to have a velocity cap. So he missed, but that's probably because I moved, maybe? I think the array actually wasn't backwards, it was just that I wasn't adding his point to the path. So he thought he was at the end sometimes. So I think if I put these back the other way again, I think it'll actually look better because he seems to be flying to the other side of me to swoop rather than the side he's already on. That looked dorky. But he should now most of the time swoop from... Oh no, I don't even have that code in yet, do I? That's why it's random, because it's not picking... It's just the first one that doesn't hit something. Oh, this is cool. I'm happy with this. Especially once I add like animations and stuff. And I can probably, if I don't... Well, actually I could use this for both the swoop attack and when he like picks you up. Could be interesting. Actually, what would happen? Let me just like see what that would look like real quick. Because that I should be able to just see. It might look a bit jank, but we do that, and we could go set movement, set cast it to a character first. Set movement mode to flying, I guess, and then attach the layer to this, maybe? Oh. This is not going to look very good, but I just want to see, like, is that a mechanic that would be cool? I was thinking he could, like, kind of lift you up and drop you, but it might not be very good, we'll see. Do damage that time. Actually, he didn't do damage that time because I just realized I probably have a bug in here where when the overlap first happens, I also want to do damage tick. Probably, yeah, better. I can't do that in here, okay. Do once. You can do like this little trick to make it cooldown where it can run and then it can't run for a certain amount of time after. Something like that. I have a macro for this, but it doesn't work in here, I guess. So yeah, now he'll actually do damage on the initial overlap as well. Otherwise I have to line up the damage ticks to him be overlapping me when a damage tick happens, which is unlikely. And he's picked me up and constantly damaging. That's actually pretty good. Because then if he dropped me, yeah, that could work actually, something like that. I delay for say 2 seconds, and then have him set me to falling and detach. detach first and then set to falling. Keep world. That might be like, you know, with a bit of polish in that might be a pretty good attack as well. I think that worked better than I thought. Attached to the root bone. Of him? Oh, I see what you're saying. Attached to his foot bone. Yeah. True. Actually, yeah, true. I just attach myself like slightly above my head or something. Yeah. Good call. Right, here we go. He's coming in for an attack from the other side. I need to do the EQS thing. It's picked me up and then dropped and full damage. Cool. Alright, I think something like that'll work. Although that's going to be really annoying because he'll probably drop players in places in the map that they're not supposed to be. But could be interesting. Especially if you imagine a multiplayer, like this isn't daytime, it's not very scary, but imagine in that map I showed you before at nighttime in multiplayer, with trees, you can't really see where he is and you hear him come swooping in and just like grab your mate and fly off. I think that'd be pretty effective. At scaring someone, because you were together, you felt safe, and then suddenly one of you gets like taken. It would, yeah, I think that'd be good. That'd be good horror, I think. I don't know, he doesn't seem to be able to hit me anymore, which is not good horror. But yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, he's the Discord com. Yeah, true. I think there's something wrong with his damage tick. Maybe this doesn't work properly. Should do. Let's go. It's coming in for an attack. I want to see here. Nah. Nah, because we're... Oh, God, yeah, true. Because this array technically isn't empty. It's not... It's only going to do damage to me if he happens to be overlapping me when this damage tick happens. I think... This is also kind of gross, but I think I just need to go... Rather than is empty, like length is... less than or equal to 1. Because it technically is overlapping with himself, which I probably could fix with the collision channels, but... Be good. If he doesn't show up in the hunter senses, I need to do that too. Although, maybe that's a good thing. So where's my gun? I balked the save system as well, that's good. Here he comes. Yeah, we've got the damage tick, he's picked me up. It took a really long time to drop me then for some reason. That was weird. Oh, and I'm still in flying mode? Why am I still in flying mode? Oh, whatever. I'll fix that. That's not really how I should do that anyway. I should use a stats effect for it. Because technically a different character could come through during this 2-second window and it would screw everything up. So every player would need their own like cooldown for this. But yeah, I'm actually going to leave it there. I got to sort a few things and I'll do some more work off stream. And I got a couple of meetings to have and stuff. And then next stream I'll show you where we're at and probably do the next attack for him, which will be his like drain beam thing. And I'll see if I can polish this this attack up some with sounds and whatnot. Oh, Jenny Wolf, right at the end. Nice to see you though. If there's non-aggressive options in this missions, as you've said, that opens up the ultimate question: can we romance the Mothman? He's gonna basically try and manipulate you through this whole hunt. I'll talk about the lore of it more in the next stream, in case you haven't seen it. But yeah, he's gonna be basically trying to convince you to help him. So yeah, and thanks for hanging out. I develop things. Appreciate the raid. Nice to meet you. And yeah, we'll catch you all on the next dev stream. Now, how do I stop streaming? Here we go. No.